Hello. I am shiny. Yeah. Hi everyone. I thought I would talk about 5 healthy habits that have changed my life. I've just got my drink here and I thought we'd just chat very casually. I've got my laptop here, which is why I'm looking through. I'm just going to talk about 5 things that I've incorporated into my life that have helped me change my lifestyle.
Isolation Nation.
The first tip is to move every day. I don't care if it's 15 minutes or for an hour or 2, whatever, but move every day. I think it's a lot healthier and more beneficial to being more active as a lifestyle instead of just aiming to go hard at the gym, if that makes sense. So it's a lot more beneficial if you would opt for taking the stairs, maybe parking away from the grocery store, walking there, just being up and about and being more of an active human overall instead of just making time to go to the gym, killing it at the gym, and then kind of being lazier throughout the day, if that makes sense. I've definitely been someone that if I would go to the gym, I would have then been so lazy for the rest of the day. I would have taken the elevators, escalators. I would literally park right in front of the store. I would lay in bed on the sofa a lot longer and all of that. So my biggest tip is just to move every day, whether it's taking your dog for a walk, going for a walk with some friends, just work on being an active human being in general. Oh, I wanted to add on to that is exercise frequently, but not do as much strenuous activity. I prefer to do low impact, more body weight resistance sorts of training. I'm no athlete, I'm not training for some sort of meet or anything, so as a normal human being, so to speak, I think it's a lot more effective not put your body through so much stress. It be more realistic, meet your targets. You know, if you know you have a really hard gym session ahead and you cannot be bothered going to the gym, you're much more likely to go. If you know it's more of a fun thing, you know, if it's a Zumba class or a Pilates class, do it with friends, do it with people. It's a lot easier to do something when you have your friends there to support you, when you're doing something together. It's a lot more fun going for a walk with people, or if you like going for a walk to clear your mind, you do that. So yeah, just to end that topic is focus on having an overall healthier lifestyle instead of just killing yourself at the gym X amount of days. And definitely don't be too hard on yourself. You know, as long as I'm healthy and active and I maintain that sort of lifestyle, I don't get worried if I go on holiday. The last thing I want to do is go to the gym. Obviously, I'm going to be doing activities and stuff. I've never been the type of person that will set aside X amount of hours to make sure I can get to a gym when I'm on holiday. So I probably usually tend to work out for about 30 to 40 minutes at most. That's my first healthy tip in order to maintain a more active lifestyle. So my second tip is to get up and get out of bed. And this sounds silly or really easy, but you know, the longer you lay in bed, scrolling through your phone, through Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is, TikTok, the more likely you are going to become lazier, and also it puts your mindset for the day just in a lazy mood. As soon as I wake up, I give myself usually 5 minutes, give or take, and then I'm out of bed. I then play music and get ready, and that really sets the mood for the day. But so personally for me, I prefer to get up earlier and get my day going. So what I mean with get up and get out of bed is that as soon as you wake up, get out of your bed, make your bed and get out. And I guarantee you your day will be a lot more productive. The way you set your tone and mood in the mornings is usually how the day will follow. If you're in the bad mood in the mornings, it's very hard to kind of get out of that funk again. Do stuff to... I can rarely say I've had a very productive day after I've been in bed all day or for hours scrolling through my phone, which is also fine. And I definitely do that from time to time. But you can fall in a very deep rabbit hole, and I think that's where a lot of overthinking comes in. People start comparing themselves. So definitely wake up, whether it be really early in the morning or, you know, later on, that's fine. But as soon as you get up, just get out of bed. Just get out of bed, have your coffee, have a shower, do a workout, and meditate, whatever it is you want to do, but just get up and get out of bed. I guarantee you it will be such a mood changer, and it will be such a productivity hack as well, especially if you're someone who is more productive in the mornings, which I definitely am. Is it still going? Okay. My next point is you are what you eat. And this is so true again. I think you shouldn't be so strict with your diet, but we all know by now fruits and vegetables and whole foods is going to make us feel the best. So the less processed your food is, the better you're gonna feel. The more clean you eat, the better digestion, the more nutrients you get out of your food, the more energy you're gonna have, the less lethargic you're gonna feel. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you all that because I think we all know that by now. I really enjoy healthy food, thank God. It's not always been the case. I used to grow up eating so much crap. I personally don't believe in labeling food good or bad, or having a cheat meal or treat meal or whatever people call it. I think people can fall into a negative mindset that way pretty easily. I think, you know, food is food. You know what's gonna make you feel best, whether that be vegetables, cooked vegetables, raw foods, fish, meats. For some people, fine. For me, it's not that's not the case. You know, I know what works for my body. I hope you know to an extent what works for your body. If not, I definitely think you should try eliminating certain foods. Also, the way I combine my food has a huge effect on how I digest food. If I eat fruits, especially high water content fruits such as watermelons, grapes and foods like that, after cooked foods, I bloat, I get really bad stomach pain. It just doesn't work for me. So I try to eat a lot of fruits before I eat any cooked meals, and I tend to enjoy fruits and stuff in the mornings anyways. So that's how it works for me. Anyways, you know what works for you, but just keep in mind you are what you eat. So you're obviously, if you're going to eat fast food and takeaway for, you know, 2 weeks straight, of course you're gonna feel like shit mentally and physically. There's a huge correlation between how we feel mentally linked with food and sleep. What you put in your body is what fuels you. The food we eat directly links to our moods, how our skin reacts, you know, our hair, our nails, everything. What you put in your body is just as important as what you put on the surface of it as well. Even more important, I would say. It's literally going through all your organs. So, right. My next point is you are the average of the 5 people you hang out the most with, okay? Did you hear that? You are the average of the 5 people you hang out or spend the most time with. So choose your friends wisely. This is something that people don't really relate with our mood and how we act and our characteristics. But I think it's so important that the people around you and that you let in your close circle, you definitely need to be very strict about. I wouldn't just let anyone into your close circle, because chances are that you are going to start acting like the friends you have around you, and vice versa. To an extent, I'm just going to say, ask yourself, when you hang around certain people, how do they make you feel? Every time you leave them, do you have a bad feeling about it? Do you trust them? Like, what does your gut instinct say? I actually cut a few people out of my life a few years ago, and honestly, it is the best thing I've ever done. I got a lot of shit for it at the beginning. People aren't gonna like it. I'm gonna think you're being dramatic about things, but the people who I've cut out of my life know exactly why. And I used to feel so anxious after I would leave these people, after I'd, you know, hang out with them, and I just never had a good feeling, and I would always make excuses for their behaviors. No, I just I couldn't deal with it anymore. And so I just decided to cut them out of my life. Just be very, very cautious of who you let in your life is all I'm gonna say. I think it's very overlooked. I don't think I'm gonna put that in because I don't know how to explain this. I'm someone that if I consider you one of my friends, you're automatically one of my best friends, and I will tell you probably basically everything, because that's me. I love sharing with my friends. I don't like having certain friends I tell X, Y, and Z, and certain things I need to hide this from, certain things I tell. If that works for you, that's great, that's fine. It's just, for me, it makes me so anxious, and we support each other, and we basically know everything about each other, and I'm very vulnerable in front of my friends, and I hope vice versa. And so, you know, and you need to trust that person. Adding on to that, I would also say friendship is like any relationship where it takes work, and especially the older you get, the more people are moving around. Even though there's more ways and forms of communication now more than ever, it's almost more difficult to communicate. A lot of people are on Instagram, but they're not using it for communication. They're scrolling, they're posting, and whatever. The amount of times I've been on my phone and not actually communicated with anyone, if that makes sense. Take that with a grain of salt. Like, remember, if someone messages you, you have no obligation to respond immediately or so. I feel like because we live in such a now moment that people get offended and upset as like why they're not replying immediately. You know, sometimes you don't have to. Anyways, I feel like I'm going off topic a bit. I can honestly say with the friends I have now, we all like empower each other. We're all there for each other. There's no competition whatsoever. There's no hatred. There's no jealousy. We're all on the same page. We have the same humor. We want different things in life, and that's completely fine, but we all support each other in what we want. I'm not saying we're all very similar. You're gonna have friends that are very different, and that's fine. Choose carefully and choose wisely. For you too, I think you should reflect on what kind of friend you are. Do you always reach out? Is it other people always reaching out to you? How do you communicate with your friends? It's a two-way relationship, and it definitely takes work. Like anything, it's so worth it. Oh, I'm really blessed with my friends now, and I wouldn't be in this situation had I not cut out people in my life, and that's so fine. I'm sure people have cut me out of their life. People drift apart, people change, people grow in certain ways. You know, you're not the same girl you were in high school or middle school or last year even. Sometimes people come in and out of your lives, and that's fine. Right, my last point is your environment reflects your mood. So I've always been someone that, firstly, the weather and that kind of environment has a huge effect on my mood.
Yeah.
I love the sun. I'm so much happier in the sun.
Seasons.
I'm talking about your own home, your space, your environment around you. What does that look like? Cluttered, dirty, is it chaotic? That is going to have an effect on your mood internally. You will probably be a lot more stressed, a lot more chaotic, on edge, if everything around you reflects that. If I'm very stressed, I need to clean, and as soon as I have a clean environment around me, that's when I can sit down and start working on something, because I cannot start working if everything is just all over the place. Definitely in the last few years looked more into types of minimalism and ways in which you can declutter your life, and I highly suggest people do that. I feel like especially now is a great time to go through and you realize how much crap you actually own. Another great way to figure out how much crap you actually own is when you move. I've moved 3 times in the last 6 months. Every time you move, it's easy to see what you own, why you want it, and it's a lot easier to get rid of stuff when you move. Now, I'm not gonna say everyone go move and have a declutter that way, but another way to tackle this is to allocate certain areas of your belongings to declutter. For girls, I would say maybe a huge one would probably be clothing. So declutter your closets. Or, you know, start even smaller. Winter coat, makeup, accessories. Don't let it get overwhelming and don't try and tackle everything at once. Allocate small sections to declutter, and then over time it will seem a lot easier and quicker. The way I suggest people declutter as well is how I clean. I will allocate certain areas because I don't want to sit there and clean for 4 hours. So Monday afternoon, I'll clean my kitchen. Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever, I'll say I'm gonna clean my bathroom. Assign myself a small area of my flat to clean every so often. I mean like deep clean, like taking everything out. If you wanna get a cleaner or whatever, I don't know, you do you. Feel a sense of fulfillment when I manage to clean and get rid and declutter and organize my belongings. It gives me such joy, and I feel like you kind of fall in love with the pieces you own again. It's a great way of saving money. Don't shop, just go through your closet, try on all your clothes again, see what you can go through, what you like, and I guarantee you'll fall in love with a new piece. Not a new piece, an old piece, or a piece that you own and you've just rediscovered it. So those are the 5 main tips. First things that came to my head when I thought about ways in which you can incorporate a healthier and happier lifestyle. I tried to not talk about the most cliche things that everyone talks about. Drink water, routine. If you have any ways in which you have implemented a healthier routine in your lifestyle, I would love to know that.
Yes.
I'm just a ray of fucking sunshine today. Thank God Cara Delevingne brought bushy brows back, hey? Anyways.
That's all, folks.
I'm wearing trackies, it's true.